Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
This is Shikha. Now I am going to deliver my perception. As you know that like experience is the best teacher of your life. So I am going to tell about which is related to my real life experience. Like one of my teacher who joined 2 years ago our department, and he is always wears specs and in a well mannered dress. And when he came, that every student is excited like what he is going to teach, like new things we are gonna learn. But when he entered that class and he started that whichever the topic was written in the syllabus, he started searching on a Google and started reading the web page like a Satnarayan Katha, like that. But he is trying his best to understand the students. But we are getting bored of that because we are comparing, we are getting bored of that, and we are after 5 minutes we are checking the time like it's over, 45 minutes is over or not, like then we are like criticizing him. But one day I watched a short reels. If everything is not negative, then something is positive always. Like when you compare anything, then you can only see the differences and deficiency. Like I am comparing these things, like ये छोटा तभी होता है जब इसके सामने कोई लंबा चीज आता है. तो when we are comparing, so we are comparing that assistant professor from other professor of the university. That's why we are getting bored and criticizing him. But when I watch that reels, then I get the point of view, like whenever we see anything from the nirpeksh bhav, then only then we can see the beauty of anything. Then I focused on that thing and applying that theory on the first day. And he is delivering the lecture, and I started listening very carefully. And I'm making more effort for understanding like what he wants to make understand the student. Then one day he was teaching like group dynamics. Then I asked in that topic he was delivering, like he used a term like psychological relation. Then I have a confusion, like I didn't familiar with that term, like what is psychological relation. Then guess what happened? When I raised that question on, he gave a satisfied answer. And what he was answering, his answering skill is fabulous and based on facts and figures. Then I know, just like every student has their grasping power, their adapting skill, just like the way every teacher has their giving style, teaching style. So we should respect our teacher. Don't make your perception without analyzing the whole part of anything. That's all. It's my perception.
Absolutely,
Okay, yeah.
Sikha. I'm very curious about when I know about these things. Like we generally believe that we also face that kind of thing, and I would like to say that don't judge book by its cover.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
and it's like that. Abhishek, it's also kind of perception of the many people that iPhone and the general phone is not that much efficient as we think. But I would like to invite another candidate who is sitting there. So Chanchal, you may say your perception.
Okay, as we heard about all of your views regarding perception and
reality.
Perception and reality. So I have some another kind of perception regarding that. We think people who has such kind of facial expression, just like a rude facial expression, there might be some rude with their behavior also, but it is not true. Just like coconut, as we know that coconut is hard from the outer side and is just soft. So I faced such a kind of practical experience in my school life. There was a teacher who is very much strict. During his entrance, all the people are just shivering with fear. But the way he is teaching is very much fabulous. And he cares about all the students, that how they are making their marks, how they achieve their good marks. So on the first day of his joining of the school, we all have the general perception that might be he is very rude with his behavior as well, and might he beat all of us and not able to teach very well. So my perception felt wrong when I experienced I scored a good marks on that subject. Then my perception was totally wrong.
Absolutely right, Chanchal, because I'm just being here. Everyone judge me because just by seeing my dress sense and just by seeing how I act in front of them, because I'm kind of introvert type, and because of that they judge me that she might be a attitude girl and egoist person. So that's why someone said that beauty is in the eye of beholder.
Yes.
So,
Exactly, yeah.
So
And also, it's kind of a first. We said na that first impression is the last impression.
yeah.
But I generally don't believe that.
It is also kind of perception.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you go to interview at that time, it is very
But I
important.
can say that according after interacting a lot with you in this session, I can say that you are beautiful and very smart. And I don't think you are introvert because we
yes.
are very much connected. We are feeling connected with him
And you are delivering your speech
in a very good way.
manner.
Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you. For now, I'm going to call another candidate, and who is Mohit. So Mohit, please.
So hi everyone,
Hi.
I'm Mohit Singh, and I wanna give some genuine meaning of perception and reality. So perception work as a lens through which we view reality. So you should view your perception. If you don't think your perception, then you can't able to view your reality. So my reality is that my reality and some people's perception is that what does people think about engineer? They think a lot, and it used to rumor a lot in my area, in my village, that it is not a right way to earn money, to make a good career, to survive our further life, and it's a perception of these people, and in a reality is totally different. You can see that who is a CEO of Google.
Yes.
He is also engineer person. Who is chief minister of Delhi? He is also a,
But okay.
he is also a engineer, and I can say one more example of engineer person. You can see Abdul Kalam. He is also engineer, and he is making his life on basis of engineer. So that's all about me.
Okay, Mohit, you said it right. I respect your views, but there is some confusion. I am getting confused. Like you were saying, Sundar Pichai and these kind of all things. But it's a rare example. Research says like 80% of engineers are still unemployed. Then what's your point of view on that?
I want to add on one thing that engineers are facing these type of problems because they are going in a rat race. Most of the students who wants to be an engineer, not just because of their heart felt that.
Exactly.
They only want to go there because that prosperity, because of that money, and because of that packages what they are getting after
Even
completing these
pursuing
things.
engineer, they jump into the
UPSC sector.
Yeah, and after clearing engineering, after clearing these things, they went to the UPSC and they went to the other sector. Why they are going? If you are engineer, make something.
If you are really interested to do engineering,
In the some
they
case,
only looks the package of the engineer.
Yes.
in the some case, engineering might
might
be.
say, but there is like they don't have adequate knowledge, and that's why they are
I
not
think
able.
it's all about the skill that they have, and if they don't have, then that's why they are unemployed.